Hello, everybody. Welcome in to the stream. Welcome back to everybody who's been here before and everybody who is new. How are you all doing? Let's take a look who's already in the chat. Welcome in, Richard. Hope you are okay, mate. We are back home. Unfortunately, the internet at the hotel wasn't quite good enough to be able to get a live stream going, and on one of the days, the Wi-Fi just wasn't working at all, unfortunately. So obviously back in the usual setup, exactly where you probably anticipate seeing me and things like that, but we are back. The holiday was amazing. Thanks, Richard. Glad to hear that you've missed the streams. We was going to do a stream from the holiday destination, but unfortunately Wi-Fi sort of curtailed that being a possibility, unfortunately, which it happens. It's part and parcel of streaming and stuff like that. It all has an impact. Now, I do want to have a bit of a discussion this evening about the moves that were made from the end of the transfer window. You look at someone like Kenzo Haldmine moving on. You look at Jake Rooney, Ben Osborne, all deals which some of them we expected and anticipated. Some of them were sort of a little bit more sort of far-fetched, let's say, that we didn't really sort of anticipate happening over the course of deadline day. I think when we look at Kenzo and that sort of deal, we aren't necessarily expecting that one, but it came. Are you disappointed you couldn't do a live stream from it? I am, actually, because I did want to jump on stream while I was away and talk to you all about Derby County and some of the moves that were happening and things like that, but unfortunately it's just part and parcel of going on holiday. You don't have any control over those sort of things. Thoughts on Ange to Forest? To be honest with you, it's going to be very interesting to see how it goes, Ange joining Forest, because very good manager, but does his system suit what Forest are doing? I don't necessarily believe so, but we will wait and see. Obviously, as we know, always wins in his second season. I got back last night at about, what time would it have been? I think it was quite late on. It was about midnight when I got back to my actual house. Landed at about 8ish. Holiday was good, thank you. AR, how you doing, mate? Welcome in, Brewster. Welcome in, Barcode. Welcome. Hope you are all doing okay. Hope you're having a good evening. But shall we talk about Kenzo? Let's talk about Kenzo, because it's a sore subject, this one, for me, and I am very surprised. And I didn't find out about the move until probably about 48 hours ago, because I deleted all my socials while I was away. So it sort of, I didn't really know what was going on. But let's have a chat about it. Let's see what are your thoughts on it? Because for me, I understand why he's gone out. I understood the decision and obviously like the move, but I don't know why we did it, if that makes sense. You look at someone like Kenzo, who has that ability to open up a back four, and he has that talent in those sort of technical spaces, and I just think getting rid of him was like the wrong decision, and I was anticipating it to be somebody else. Now, unfortunately, part and parcel of football is you can only have a registered number of players, and obviously for Derby, that's 25 in the EFL. You're only allowed 25 players, and I just think that we wasted Kenzo a lot. I don't necessarily think we really played him in his strongest position, and I don't necessarily think we played him within the right sort of systems either. When you look at the situation in regards to, you put him as that sort of like player in front of an Ibu or a Ozo, and I think he would have done well, but it's just one of those things, isn't it? I don't get why we loaned him out. To be fair, I agree. It's a very difficult one to really put a finger on. I understand it's to do with squad registrations and things like that, but for me, I would have preferred him to stay, if I'm honest. We played well against Hughes, Coventry. Yeah. Coventry did really well. They're a very good side this season, they are, and they're going to cause some huge problems this year. Kenzo got talent, but he seemed a bit out of his depth in the more physical matches. It's difficult because physically he had similar numbers in that defensive sort of position to Liam Thompson and things like that. And we've obviously gave Liam Thompson a new deal. So it's difficult because if two midfielders get injured, we don't have Kenzo to come on. Exactly. Who do we have to come on? Eustace will probably move Ward and Nelson out in January. Ward, I'm not sure. Nelson, probably. You reckon you'll beat us on Saturday? I'm not sure. Let's be real, Kenzo is awful. I don't think he's awful. He's not the best thing since sliced bread, but he's not awful. Forest are going to win a trophy next season because Ange always wins in his second season. I know exactly what that championship will be. The championship. Well, it is going to be interesting to see how that does go for Ange Postecoglou at Forest, because is it 2 full seasons and he wins a trophy? Does part seasons count? Who knows? I think Kenzo going out on loan is a good move because I just don't see where he fits in our team. Think if he does good. Yeah, my view on Kenzo going out on loan is the idea is that Derby County are going to try and pull their money back, essentially, in terms of Kenzo and what we paid for him. But we'll wait and see. Not lost to West Brom in a long time. Can see our first win this weekend. Fingers crossed. Relegated this season, taking all Blackburn's half-decent lads, and average age is shocking. We will wait and see. Too much protection over him because he has a good start when he first joined, but he's not good enough. Maybe. I just don't see Ward getting much. I think Ward will play on the wing, Holly, I do. Most corners he takes, he can't beat first man, apart from the one that he scored in pre-season, but that's a different story. Any danger of Derby ever playing Forest again? Maybe one day. Thoughts on the final 25? Thought Nelson was back in 4 weeks. That's what Dom Dietrich said about a month ago, so he should be back now. I personally don't think Nelson's in Eustace's plans, if I'm completely honest. I think Curtis Nelson will be moving on, whether it be January or the summer. I do think his time at Derby County is done, if I'm completely honest. I just don't see where he fits when you have Matt Clark, you have Dion Sanderson, you have Sondre Langas back. Appreciate that, Kenzo. Hope you're okay, mate. Hope you're okay. It's just one of those that's really difficult to really judge sort of where he fits in the back four, to be completely honest with you. Are you doing a live stream for West Brom away on Saturday? Was gutted I missed out on tickets. Yes, I will be live on Saturday afternoon. I'll probably be live first thing in the morning as well. Little bit of a preview, little bit of an overview, get some team predictions, score predictions and things like that. Then I'll be live again at 2 o'clock for the game. It is a 3 o'clock kickoff, I do believe. What do we think of Forest? I think everyone knows the answer is shit. Appreciate the follow, Andy. Appreciate the follow, LaCroix. Welcome in. Can't see him being first choice. Yeah, I don't think he'll be first choice at all, Holly. You think we should drop Adams? I think it will happen across the course of the season. I hope Derby wins against West Brom. Me too, Sean. Not happy about Kenzo going? No. You're not the only one. I'm assuming you're a Coventry fan. Welcome in. What did you get up to in Dubai? So we spent a hell of a lot of time in the pool. We went to the Burj Khalifa, went to this place called The View, which is on the Palm, went to Dubai Mall, went to Dubai's Marina as well, which is absolutely outrageous, by the way. Welcome back, Will. Hope you're okay. Ibu is solid, though. Never seen such a committed player. Yeah, he's very solid. He's great. It's just long term, I don't think he fits in the plans. Appreciate the follow, Henry. Great technical player. Would defo make it in the Prem. Did you go to the water park? No, we didn't go to the water park. We didn't. Think we'll scrape a 1-1 draw at West Brom. I think we'll play well, as we always seem to do well against them. Fingers crossed. That is the hope, isn't it? Realistically, we need to get the point. We need to get a win on the board, really. Hello, my fellow person from down the A52. Hello, Callum. Welcome in. What do you think of Langas? Langas is great. Derby going back to League One. We will wait and see. Looking nicely tanned. How was Turkey? I was not in Turkey, Will. I was in Dubai. I was. Away against West Brom, you'll struggle. We beat them in the Cup a few weeks ago. 3 points versus West Brom. Let's hope, Joel. Let's hope. Briat and Diaz starting, potentially. Now, in terms of the squad, it is a very sort of interesting position we find ourselves in, because coming back from this international break, we've got a hell of a lot of players returning to fitness, and that puts us in a position where we can genuinely have proper conversations about starting 11s and what is the best starting 11 and things like that. Now, some of you will have seen the videos across the course of the last couple of weeks. I made a video in regards to the best starting 11, and it is going to be interesting to sort of see how that develops across the course of the next few weeks or so, when you see the return of Langas, you see the full introduction of Patrick Agyemang and things like that. It's going to be interesting to see what is our best forward line, what is our best midfield three, what's our best back four. It's going to be interesting. Diaz isn't good enough to start. We'll wait and see. I don't know our front three starting. Can you pull up our squad depth sheet? I need to update it because I've still got Rooney and stuff on there. I'll update it for tomorrow's stream. Hi Lewis, it's Foz. Just changed my name. How you been? All good, George. All good. How have you been, mate? Is Langas back in? He should be back. It'll be interesting to see the squad. Yeah, completely agree, Holly. Completely agree. I reckon we could go on a run of wins. Fingers crossed. All it takes is one. Appreciate the follow, Max Johnston lover. Welcome in. Thoughts on Osborne and Rooney going out on loan? Think they'll do well. They've both got 1 year left on the contract, so I just don't think they get rid. Now, I've got an interesting point on Rooney. If he has an optional extension, this could be a masterstroke from Derby. He has a brilliant season at Barnsley, sell him for £1 million. But if we don't have that extension, we could lose a player who has a really good season, looks great, and then doesn't sort of take that next level. In terms of Osborne, I don't think we'll see him in a Derby shirt again. I've got a video coming out tomorrow discussing like the full transfer window and the latest moves in regards to Kenzo, Rooney, Osborne, and things like that. Because I think they're very interesting moves, and I gave my sort of full take on them. But yeah, I think Osborne will go. I think Rooney's an interesting one. Ibu scored his first goal for Gambia. Yeah, I saw Ibu's goal. He's got a thing for a volley, hasn't he? Welcome in, Stephen. Hope you're okay, mate. Yeah, the holiday was amazing. Thank you. Welcome in, Paul, as well. Was a great holiday. Thank you. You haven't missed much. We've only been live for about 20 or so minutes. I've missed Lewis Everett being live so much. Appreciate that, Will. Welcome. Did Diaz score against Uruguay? I seen no, he didn't. He missed a couple of easy chances, to be fair. They weren't as bad as people are making out, but he did miss a couple. He was at left back for Stockport. Yeah, Osborne was. I don't know why we loaned Osborne out. You can't sell someone if there's no bids, unfortunately. Can't wait for Foxes versus the Rams. It's going to be an interesting game. That'll be a very interesting one. Lewis Everett, Barmy Army, welcome in, Will. Best team when everyone is fit. 4-2-3-1. Zetterstrom, Johnston, Langas, Clark, Beck, Ozo, Travis, Briat Diaz, Brewster, Clark, Morris. When Agyemang is back, think it will be for treble 2. Who do you think drops out for Agyemang, Richard? Who do you think drops out? Where in the North Stand do you sit? We'll just keep it as the North Stand AR, we will. Will you be back with the daily live streams from now? Yes, I will be back with the daily live streams. And I've also made the decision that every evening, pretty much every day, we'll go live at 6. But there might be extra streams involved. So instead of like in terms of extra streams, like obviously the new FC comes out next week, and I play a lot of NBA and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do with those extra streams is they're going to be my gaming stuff, but I'm going to keep the Derby stuff pretty standard. So we'll be live to talk Derby every day at 6 p.m. Monday to Sunday. We'll keep doing our away day watch alongs so long as I'm not at the game. And we'll do live previews before the games and things like that. So that is the plan from here on out. I am going to put a post out on both Twitter and YouTube community discussing that as well, and I'll screenshot it and put it on the story on TikTok for those of you over there. My camera looks really high. There we go. That's better. But yeah, we're going to be doing that. from now on, to be fair, because I do want to play games, and why not sit here and talk to you guys while I'm doing it. We'll be close, hopefully. Welcome in, Caden. Hope you're okay. Just asking because I'm going next week. Where are you sitting, AR? I'll let you know if you're close to me. I'd play 4-2-3-1 at home, for 5-3-2 away. I think that could potentially happen. Jackson out for Ajimang if he's in the squad. Yeah, definitely. How was Dubai? Dubai was great. Have you got F125? Yes, I do. Upper Zone A. Yeah, you're not sat near me, unfortunately, mate. I think Bobby Clark drops out if Ajiman comes back in, so it would be Zetterstrom, Johnston, Langas, Brewster, Diaz on the wings with Morris and Ajiman up top. Yeah, I could see that happening. I could definitely see that happening. It's one of those for me where those sort of wide areas are very sort of... The wide areas, the 2 number 9 positions, or the 1 number 9, the 1 number 10, depending which way Eustace goes. It's going to be very interesting to see how we line up on Saturday. It is going to be interesting. Hate to break it to you, but on Saturday I went to watch a football match in Nottingham. Don't worry, it was Notts County. Went to watch them play Fleetwood at home. They won 1-0. Enquires at Notts County. That will be... That's an interesting one for me. Keller Roos is obviously a very, very interesting goalkeeper. I forgot to book West Brom tickets. You can come and join me on Saturday at 2 p.m. for a live watch-along. Can you stream F1 career modes? That is something that I might do across the course of the next few weeks and things like that. Looking forward to Preston though. I reckon we'll win that. Yeah, I hope so, Holly. I hope so. I'm a big Lewis fan, as in a big me fan or a big Hamilton fan. Yeah, Roosters at Notts apparently still can't catch a ball. That does not surprise me in the slightest. I sit behind you slightly to the right of you. Oh, decent. Armstrong homecoming. Do you know something? I'm interested to see how Armstrong gets on at Preston. He's done really well recently in terms of for England and things like that. So it is going to be interesting to sort of see how that positions. And where does he fit? Obviously, central midfield, obviously. But is he going to be a 10? Is he going to be a bit of a deeper 8? Is he going to do like he did for us and sit in front of the back 4? So... yeah, Roos was at Notts County. He was absolutely crap on Saturday. Dropped so many catches, nearly slid one in his own net. So it's literally exactly like how it was when he was at Derby. Literally exactly the same. We better beat Preston. My friend, who's a Villa fan, is coming, so need to make a good impression. Fair enough. Hamilton and you, I guess. Appreciate that, AR. Welcome in. Forest and Magic. Maybe they are. Maybe they're not. But Eustace should know how to make him less effective against us. Yeah, he should. To be honest with you just need to sit someone on him. I'm not saying that he's not a good player, but I think if you sit someone on him and don't give him time and space, then you'll cause him some problems. I have lots of Derby programmes dating from 1970s to 2000s. Do you know anyone who want them? If anybody wants programmes, get yourself into Reese's DMs. Get yourself into Reese's DMs. Is it wrong that I hope Armstrong has a stinker for Preston? No. If he came to us, obviously I'd want him to do well, but in terms of him elsewhere, I'm not really arsed. Ajimang to start. I don't think he'll start. Put Ebel Adams on him to mark him all game. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Ebel or Travis. Travis has fixed our midfield's problem. I certainly think Travis joining Derby County has done a lot of change, if that makes sense. I think he's a brilliant central midfielder, and I think he will sort of move us forward in terms of where Eustace wants to go, where the club wants to go. And obviously, if you're trying to be a Premier League club, you need midfielders that can play and tackle, and I think that's what Travis can do. If I'm completely honest with you, I really like Lewis Travis. I think he was excellent up against Ipswich. And if he hadn't have got that yellow card, he would have played the whole 90. And we probably wouldn't have conceded, to be quite honest. But it's one of those, it happens, it's part and parcel of football. Went to Doncaster versus Bradford on Saturday. Couldn't bear a Saturday without football, so had to cure my addiction. Need the championship back ASAP. We're only a few days away. from the championship being back and Derby County facing up against West Brom. Even if Adams does play less games this season, I think he's an asset. Yeah, I don't disagree. His work rate will be great, and I think having him as a player to come off the bench is like a brilliant decision. Would you go all out for a quality winger in January? Other than that, think we're good. Yeah, I completely agree. If we can go out and get a quality winger or two, it would be brilliant. It would be brilliant. Is Langas in training yet? He should be back in training now, but we've obviously not had any confirmation of that yet. I think Eustace will do his press conference tomorrow, in which we will get an update, I hope. I'm going to get a Derby shirt, but I don't know which one to get. Which should I get? I think that what you should do is you should join my raffle over on raffle.com, where you can win the opportunity of 2 home tickets and or a Derby shirt. That's what I think you should do, and then you can pick any, and it's completely, well, tickets are £1. How are we doing? All good, Driller. How are you doing? What's it like seeing your arch rivals levels above? Don't really care. Who is back in training after injury? Adjumang is back. Selverson's back. Langas should be back. Beck should be close. Who is back in training? I got a season. Yeah, well, if you win, you could get a shirt instead of. You could, Joey. Seems like we've got some Forest fans joining us over on TikTok. My brother told me he saw Adjumang at lunch in the village near our school. Fair. Forest fan here, thoughts on Big Ange? I'm surprised because it's a massive stylistic change. But if you can get you playing, you'll be fine. You'll probably win a trophy next year. But it all depends on if you can get that style working for you. Because it didn't look great for Milenkovic last night when he was playing a little bit higher up, did it? But we will wait and see. They are a little bit, Holly. They are a little bit. Notts County were actually really good on Saturday. Was really impressed with them. Sat in the Notts County end, but wasn't really bothered who won. But Notts were very good. Barkella, Roos, fair enough. That is pretty much how it was for us when Roos was here, wasn't it? We was fairly decent for the most part. But Roos normally cost us games. Is Adjumang match fit? I don't think he'd be far away, if I'm honest, Rui. I think he'll be pretty much there. I have a feeling that we will stuff West Brom with Adjumang coming on for the last 20 minutes, bagging one. I hope so. I really do hope so. Going to win a trophy, championship one. We will wait and see. I'm 27 and we have always been defensive counter-attacking. Yeah, but in terms of what you're doing right now compared to what Ange will do in terms of counter-attack, it is very different. Ange is a counter-press type manager. He sits on the halfway line. He pushes you all the way up. I don't think like you have the players for that right now. But we'll wait and see. It could work. It could work. Do you think Brereton Diaz will play at the weekend? I definitely think he'll be involved. If Ange doesn't start well, they go out of Europe. Marinakis will probably. Forest fan here, what do you think to the sign of Ben Brereton? I think it'll be a very interesting move. Diaz joining Derby, to be honest, but it's one of those that you don't really know. Yeah, sorry, I mean it's completely different. We'll be entertained. Yeah, exactly. It'll be very interesting. Whatever does happen, it will, because whatever happens, you're either going to lose a lot of games or you're going to win a lot of games, and it'll be interesting to see. Do you think you'll beat us Saturday? Probably. We always seem to beat West Brom. What's the news then? Well, there's nothing really. To be honest with you, Oliver. How's Bruce coming along? He's been decent when he's played. Appreciate the follow, Ricky. Welcome in. How does the registering work with Nelson? If one of our players gets a serious injury, could they deregister him and put Nelson in? I'm not entirely sure in terms of registration, but I think Nelson can't be registered now till January. I think. Do you get FC26 tomorrow, early access? I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure when early access is. Let me have a look. FC26, early access. Early access date. No, it's the 19th, Richard. It is the 19th. But all those gaming streams and stuff like that, they're going to be additional. They are. Welcome in, Lewis Everett, number 2 fan. Welcome in, I'm back. Can't wait to see Morris against Phillips. Hopefully bully him. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Is the web app up? I'm not sure. Shall I check? Let's check the web app. FC web app. Let's check the web app. Is the web app up? Looking tanned. Appreciate that, mate. It's what happens when you're in 40-degree heat, to be fair, innit? It's quite it's difficult, to be honest with you. Appreciate the follow, B. Welcome in. No, was not in Turkey. I was in Dubai. So I was not in Turkey. I was not. In terms of GKs, if Zetterstrom was to get sent off, would O'Donnell? Yes, you can emergency register goalkeepers. I think that's the only position that you can emergency register. Lewis, I was Lewis Everett's #1 fan. Welcome. Lewis, did you meet HS Tiki Toki? No, I didn't. I did not. It's the 19th for early access. I thought it was tomorrow, but my mate told me it was tomorrow. Oh, yeah, it's the 19th. What's your favourite part of the chicken? The chicken? What are you on about, Rui? The chicken. Dubai, yes, that's where I was. Will, that is where I was. Brewster will be an interesting player for us if he can find form. He'll transform the attack. Yeah, I thought Brewster was very, very good up against Ipswich Town. I thought he was a very, very important player in that game. And if he can continue to play like that, we've got absolutely nothing to worry about in terms of those forward areas for me. I hope it's peeing it down, as I saw a clip of Ajimang and can score in the rain. Fingers crossed. Favourite part of a chicken to eat? I don't know. Just give me the chicken. I just eat chicken. Louis, yeah, go on then. Chuck a joking. Yeah, he looked really good at Ipswich. He did. Thoughts on Ange and Nuno? Ange is an interesting one. Nuno, I'm not really surprised about, to be honest. At Burnley, he linked up well with Clark. Yeah, he did. I think Ozo still needs time on the bench, learn his trade a bit more. Yeah, he is a little bit rash, but it's one of those in terms of he's only going to learn by playing for me. Is there any news on investment? The club like to reject the fact that there's been any, but I don't necessarily believe them. I used to own a zoo. I only had a dog. It was a shit zoo. Fair enough. Ajimang scored a great header for Derby's academy against Man City's development squad during the international break. Caden Jackson, Ryan Niambi from the first team played as well. Decent. Do we know what the score was in that game, or is it one of those behind closed doors where they didn't really say anything more? You need to hurry up getting promoted. Fingers crossed. I missed the East Midlands Derby as well. Where do you think Derby could finish if it clicks? I'm still saying 9th. I've still got 9th on the brain. 4-3 Derby, apparently. We will wait and see. All the rest of these Rovers fans are just salty, but at the end of the day, only loss is Travis. Yep. Random question, but did your girlfriend enjoy Dubai too? Yeah, she absolutely loved it. The only long bit was the flight. We got delayed on the way home. But it was a really good trip. It was a good week away. Good to shut off for a bit. Deleted all of socials and didn't really worry about anything. So I've got a ton of comments that I need to reply to and things like that. What do you call an exploding monkey? I don't know. Let me know. A Premier East Midlands derby will be class. Yeah, it'd be unreal. We'd eventually get the praise we deserve. Nice one, Mr. BFG. The game against Man City development squad was behind closed doors. No score was revealed. The only thing that was... Oh, fair enough. I need to go and look at that goal because I haven't seen it. I'm not going to lie to you. Want to come around mine, Lewis, because I'm having jacket potato for tea. I will pass on a jacket potato, if I'm completely honest with you. A lot of respect for Derby, proper club. You won't finish above us, though. We will wait and see. It's going to be a very interesting... going to be an interesting season. What is Beck actually struggling with injury-wise? I believe it's a groin injury. But I'm not sure. Really hoping Adjumang and Selverson look good this season. Yeah, I think they will, to be fair. What's the weather like down there in the Champo? The same as it is in the Premier League. Prediction for Saturday, you always beat us. 2-1 Derby. I've got a joke. What do you call a man with a rabbit up his bottom? Warren. I don't think I get that one. I can't lie. I don't think I get that one. Forest clear. We will... Well, Forest are still the smallest club in the East Midlands. That's all we need to acknowledge, really. You wouldn't know what the weather is like in the Prem. The weather doesn't change just because you're in a different league. We got robbed against you. Who do you support, Phil? Who do you support, Phil? If you think you're bigger than Forest, you're deluded. We are bigger than Forest. Ipswich. I don't think you got robbed. If I'm completely honest, Phil. Easy 6 points. We will wait and see. We will wait and see. Don't think we are. Oh, we absolutely are. We absolutely are. Just go with the rage bait. We should have had a pen. You should have had a red. I don't necessarily agree on the red, but why do you think you are the biggest team in the East Mids? We're clear. Rabbits live in warrens. Oh, yeah, I get it now. I get it now. I'm not really clued up on me animals. I can't lie to you. Can't lie to you. There's a fuck ton of birds in Dubai. That's all I have to say. Walking to and from the pool. So many birds everywhere. And I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about tweet birds. We're clear. Exactly, Will. Exactly. Where's your 1 UCL, let alone 2? Where's your... We don't need a European tour to be a bigger club. There's a reason why you're here. Guaranteed 3 points. Let's hope. Forest University clear. It's not even a debate. You wish. You wish. Explaining the joke makes it funnier, I think. Maybe so. Maybe so. Club free left. Tin Pot Club to join a real club. Maybe if you are an idiot. History is Derby right now. Is Forest. Exactly. I'm excited to be back in League One. We aren't in League One, so we're all right. You live in the past. Up the Rams for Derby. The Blackburn players that have come in, apart from Travis, won't play. We will. That's not too far wrong. Hate to admit it, but I think Leicester are the biggest team in the East Mids, winning a PL at 5-5. Yeah. Leicester are the biggest in recent times, 100%. 100%. Any news on team availability for Saturday? We obviously haven't had Eustace's press conference yet, but I'm anticipating that the likes of Owen Beck, Patrick Agimang, Sondre Langas should be pretty much there or thereabouts in terms of being available for the squad on Saturday. But it's obviously something that we're going to have to wait for clear confirmation on, to be quite honest with you. Until we get that, it's going to be... we really need to hear from Eustace to know for real. Who's your favourite signing we got through the door this summer? I think it will be Bobby Clark, but at the moment it's Carlton Morris. You seriously think Derby are bigger than Forest? Of course, Finn, of course. Can't wait for Zetterstrom's debut soon. Zetterstrom's made his debut a long time ago. When is the IGA coming back? Who's the IGA? The funny thing is you don't hear Leicester fans bragging and they've won something. Exactly. Is Langas fit? He should be back in training, but we're waiting. Opinions on Sanderson? I think he's been getting better and better. How are Derby possibly bigger than Forest? Because Forest are a tiny, small, diminutive little club. They are. Tiny club. We got them all on a free, apart from Travis. Exactly. Good holiday. Yeah, the holiday was great. You going West Brom? Because I am. No, I'm live watch along right here, 2 p.m. on Saturday. Cloughie took the Euro Cup to the Joiners' Arms and told everyone that it should have been Derby. Exactly. I've said it before and I've said it again, but I so regret not going on the pitch when we went, oh, why did I think not going on was a good idea? Don't even know why I didn't go on, to be honest. To be fair, there's a lot of people that didn't, and a lot of people that will look back now and regret it, but it's one of those things. There might be another occasion, there might not. It should be a good matchup with Morris against Nat Phillips. Imagine if we go Morris and Agimang against Nat Phillips. That'll be interesting. Forest and Blackburn are the two smallest clubs in the world. Exactly. They're smaller than Burton. And Burton are tiny. Burton are absolutely tiny. They can catch a few strays from me. Can't just say tiny club and give a reason. I don't need to give a reason. Forest are tiny. They're the smallest club in world football. You're 20th in the Championship? Yeah, still a big club. That's why you're here, Finn. That's why you're here. Blackburn County, Derby Rovers. Derby Rovers will do. I went to Dubai, Jack. I went to Dubai. Score prediction, West Brom Derby. 2-1 Derby for me. How are Blackburn small? The fact you've got to ask the question answers it for you. All these fake Forest fans coming out of the woodwork. Exactly. They didn't even average 25k before that season they got promoted. Mansfield would beat you. They probably would, to be fair. I do feel bad for Blackburn, to be fair, but it's their owners' fault. Yeah, completely agree. What's your take on Harrison Armstrong? Can't believe you went Preston. I think Preston is an interesting move. I don't necessarily think it's one which makes sense for Armstrong, but it is a move which it's going to get in game time. He's probably going to play week in, week out, and he's going to play football. He's done well for England over the course of the last couple of weeks. So it will be interesting to see sort of how he gets on. I think it'll end up looking like a great move, but right now I don't think it's a smart one in terms of Preston. I'm not really a big fan of Preston, to be fair. It's the Nat Phillips and Joe Wildsmith derby at the weekend, but Wildsmith probably won't play. Yeah, Wildsmith won't play, to be honest. To those Forest fans in the TikTok chat, what do you think of Derby? That's coming from Richard. Let me know. They must be so bad for so many to go. Yeah, exactly. Sold out the Championship, exactly. I mean, he did nick all our players. Diaz had a mare last night. Yeah, missed a couple of chances, didn't he? Top 10 this season, just give us time. Carlton Morris, top goal scorer, probably. Blackburn's owners are a joke, a little bit, yeah. How long until Langas is back? Should be back. I'd assume he'll be back this weekend, but obviously we've got to wait for confirmation from John Eustace. I wouldn't be happy if I supported Blackburn, but really need to take a look at the owners. Yeah, it reminds me very much of when Derby County were run by Mel Morris, if I'm honest. It's just I thought it was almost certain he'd be loaned to us if he was. I think the signing of Travis put that to bed, if I'm honest. I think once we bought in Lewis Travis, it was like, where does Armstrong fit? Where's he going to get his minutes? Now, I personally think you could play a midfield two with Travis and Armstrong or Ozone Armstrong and things like that. But it was one of those where they need him to get minutes. That's what they want for him. They see him as a future first teamer. And if he's not going to be playing football, it's not going to work for them. So it's one of those situations, isn't it? Be honest, if we play Real Madrid with the current squad we have, what would the score be? Derby to put on a defensive masterclass and nick a 0-0. I think it'd be 3-0 Madrid, to be honest. Score prediction for Arsenal Forest, I think Gunners 2-1. I think Arsenal win 3-0. I've just got a feeling that this style change with Postecoglou is not going to work. Will Patrick play this weekend? Should be fit and involved. Don't know if he'll play, but we'll wait and see. Bristol City have taken about 5 of our players in recent times. Yeah, they've taken loads. Never be as good as Forest. We already are and better. They took our best players when we were struggling. They did. Owners are shocking. We spent a few more this season. It's the most I've ever seen. Fair. If we went into administration now, and you can only keep 3 players in our squad, and that's it. The rest is academy. Which 3 would you keep? Morris, Langas, and Zetterstrom, I think. To be honest, when we went into administration, I never thought we were going to go out of business. I always knew something would happen. How did you feel when you got the news that we were finally saved? Well, it's actually quite interesting because throughout the entire period of administration, I had absolutely no doubt in my mind that Derby County would be safe. Like, if it wasn't David Clowes, Mike Ashley would have bought us. Mike Ashley would have done it. Like, it was always going to be Ashley or someone else. Ashley was literally waiting until the final minute. So I was never worried about us dying, but it was always that case of you want it done before the season ends so that you can start next season well. And that was always my worry. And when it started dragging on to May and things like that, I was very worried. But once the news came through, obviously I was delighted. I was driving back home from a weekend at Silverstone, and it was an unbelievable drive home because getting that news, it just changes the concept of sort of how you felt about the football club and the way the season was going to go. And at the time, I was waiting for a takeover to happen to be able to get my job confirmed. So thankfully, that all came through and it all happened. But yeah, we could have dropped Adams though, played Armstrong instead. Yeah, we could have, but it's just an interesting one, isn't it, with Armstrong. They want him to play consistent football. It wasn't guaranteed that with us, so gone somewhere where he was going to get guaranteed football. How much did you get that striker for? I think it's about 6 million. Owner issues defo need to sort in so many clubs. Yeah, I agree. Wednesday, Reading, Morecambe. Yeah. As the worst in England, but Reading, Wednesday and Morecambe. Maybe so. Glad Kirshner didn't take us over. He's in prison for 30 years. I think it's longer than that, to be honest, Richard. But it's one of those things. Let's just hope we don't have to deal with time wasters and administration and things like that again in our lifetimes. Let's put it that way. Because it was a difficult time as a Derby fan, and I think even like other fans across the course of football understood how difficult it was, even if they wanted to take the piss. At least you'll compete though, unlike Wednesday. Yeah. So are we thinking that Wednesday go down then, to be honest? Because with their situation and injuries and things like that, obviously Barry Bannon's now suspended for a few games. I think they could go down. I do, genuinely. I don't actually know where they are in the league. They're probably above us right now. They're not though, are they? They're going to be in relegation zone. It's going to be the 2 Sheffield clubs below us, isn't it? Just give me 1 second. Let me get the league table up. Chanzeri doing a good job. He's doing a great job. Think if we finish top half this season, Clouds will sell up, return to his seat in the North Stand before he took us out. Yeah, I hope he does get the opportunity to return back to his seat. Is Bannon suspended? Yeah, he got sent off in the last game, didn't he? I'm sure he did. Let me just check. I thought he got sent off in the last game. Did he not get sent off? Am I imagining him getting sent off? Why am I imagining him getting sent off? I've got a feel... Did he not get sent off in the last game? Once they get further into the season... Yeah, I agree. Once you hit January and you hit that... what's it called? And you hit that rough spell, definitely. Bannon is free to play. Fair. I thought he was suspended. Think Wednesday will finish bottom. Fair. I do think Wednesday's situation is very difficult. I do, because you look at what they have available to them and the youngsters. Don't get me wrong, there's some good ones, but as soon as you lose a Bannon, you lose players of that quality. You don't really have the quality or leadership to replace it, unfortunately. But that is just part and parcel of football, unfortunately. Sign Cantwell from Birmingham. We'll do that in January. I think you're talking crap, Lewis. Byron did not get sent off in this game. He got sent off away. 2 yellows, was spent. I don't know why I've got this thought in my head that he got sent off. I really thought he got sent off in their last game. I've just got this image in my head of a red card being held up to Bannon. Got sent off, served his bank. Fair. Up the Albion, see you Saturday. It will be an interesting game, Owen. It will be an interesting game. You think January Cantwell yet? Inside info? No, I don't genuinely think we'll sign him, if I'm honest. But we'll wait and see. 3-0 WBA? I don't think so. Sheffield Wednesday is literally just banning kids right now. Yeah, have they been able to sort out a keeper? Because their keeper got injured, didn't they? And I know there was a situation where they might not have been able to sort out a keeper. So I wonder if they've actually solved that for the upcoming games. Because that'll be an interesting one if they've not got a proper first choice, first team keeper. Didn't finish top 10 to lose Higham to a newly promoted side. I think it speaks volumes of the situation with Blackburn. Yeah, they got Hovar from Cardiff. Yeah. Is that sort of like a short-term loan? 2-0 Baggies Saturday. Welcome in, KB. Hope you enjoy WBA on Saturday. It's going to be an interesting game. A very, very interesting game. If you go into the game, unfortunately, I will not, but I will be live on YouTube and TikTok and Twitch, streaming a live watch along for Derby County versus West Brom. That you can all tune into if you're not at the game. Obviously, you can join me in watching that, and we can talk through it and squad decisions and things like that. Away end going to be limbs. Fingers crossed if we win. Yeah, Wednesday signed Ethan Hovar from Cardiff. Was unbelievable in their game for them, even though they lost 2-0. Pierce Charles is injured. Yeah, Pierce Charles is a very, very good goalkeeper. Isn't he like 20? I'm pretty sure he's like 20 years old or something like that. which, to be fair, if anything happens to Zetterstrom and they get relegated, I wouldn't be opposed to chucking a bid out there, if I'm completely honest. Welcome back. Derby will start to get some results from now. We should make for a lot more fun watching. I completely agree, Thriller. I do completely agree. Derby could go down. I'm not worried. I can see Derby still getting something on Saturday, even if we play badly. Yeah, we always seem to beat West Brom. I don't know why. I bet they'll have the cornerback post covered. Yeah, 100%. They won't let Joe Ward take a free kick. Let's put it that way. Welcome in, JB. Hope you're okay, mate. Hope you are all okay. What's your favourite chant of ours? For me, it has to be Carlton Morris. Do you know something? The Carlton Morris chant is great, but I think you have to be a bit of a nostalgia merchant, don't you? You've got to say deducted 21 points. That is a great chant. It just needs updating. Thoughts on Darwin Núñez? Think he's crap, to be honest. Completely agree. I'm not a fan of Núñez. I'm not a fan in the slightest. I think he's one of those players that had a really good season, got a great move, but didn't really deserve the move, if that makes sense. Yes, he had a good season at, was it Benfica? I'm pretty sure he was at Benfica before Liverpool. And then went to Liverpool, and in my opinion, I think he stunk up the gaff, to be fair. He had quality, right, in terms of he always knew where to be, knew the positions and things like that, but realistically was never a Liverpool striker. Hovarth is at Wednesday on emergency loan until I believe Charles is back fit. Yeah. Ipswich are one place above us and they're still tipped to get automatic promotion. Give some perspective on how much we... We've literally played, 4 or 5 games? Is it 5? 4? 5 games? I personally am not worried at all right now. Can't wait for Mendes Langchamp to turn into Adjumant. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that goes. The Doctors 21 points need... Yeah, it does need an update. Where do you think West Brom will finish? Ryan Mason, Barmy Army. Top 10. What's going on with Roof? Was training with the club, but got injured during pre-season. So I think he'll end up moving somewhere, but I just don't think he's ready right now. My favourite chant is Max Johnston. Fair. Brereton looked good today for Chile. Apart from the missed chances, he looked all right. 21 points IMO is our worst chance, so outdated. Yeah. It's outdated, but if you update it, I think it could be... the best one. If I'm honest with you, Richard, I think the worst chant is anything at the minute relating to Forest. I don't see the point. Like, nothing they do impacts us in the slightest. So, for me, I don't really care for it, if that makes sense. Roof's now set up his own football academy for young kids. Is that similar to what Ben Osborne's got going on? Because that's quite decent for me. Appreciate the follow, Josh. Welcome in. Seth Johnson classed as Derby legend or no? In terms of my lifetime, probably. But in terms of Derby's lifetime, probably not. Reckon we beat you Saturday, 2-1 baggies. I think we'll win 2-1, to be honest, Jacob. What is the Max Johnston chant? Someone in the chat, put the Max Johnston chat in. Go on, lad, he's my dad. Yeah, when I was like really young, he was like one of my brother's favourite players. Absolutely loved him. I'm pretty sure he's got a signed shirt with his signature on somewhere in the loft or something. But he loved him as a kid. Wouldn't take on Roof personally. Don't think he... Yeah, we won't take him on anyway. We've maxed out our squad. It is a difficult position, isn't it? When you max out your squad, you can't do anything. I don't even know how it works in terms of if we picked up an ACL injury, could we replace? I don't know. He's Scottish. Love it. Who are we, Craig? Who are we? Yeah, Roof has got his own academy, same as Osborne, I think, but Roof hasn't retired and is reportedly not ruled out a return to professional football. He just needs to get fit. Like, I think we all saw with Roof in the time that he was fit, and even during the pre-season games, he was like, I thought he was decent, but obviously you can't take risks on those fitness levels for me. He's back, game's back. We absolutely are back, Monty. Daily, 6 p.m. from now, every single day. Extra streams for gaming and stuff like that, not to take away from those die-hard Derby fans who've jumped in every day since I started doing the daily streams. Greaves, he signed with Travis, decent. Carlton Morris for 500k was a steal. It absolutely was. Appreciate the follow, Dan. Welcome in, Louis. I see that you're a Forest fan. Hope you are okay. Like, I know it's difficult being a Forest fan. It hurts. It hurts knowing Forest fans, unfortunately. I know it's hard, Louis, but you will be okay. You will one day get over this feeling, unfortunately. How was your holiday? It was really good, thanks, Monty. It was amazing. Let me tell you something though. Nothing can prepare you for walking out of Dubai's airport and dealing with that level of heat. Let's put it that way. It is horrendous. What would happen if Langas and Matt Clark were both to get ACL injuries in terms of squad registration? Ooh. Well, you'd imagine medical grounds would let us bring in a replacement, but I don't know, to be honest with you. I really don't know. The Max Johnson chant is the same as Craig Bryson one. Fair enough. Decent. That's not a bad chant, is it? Love how they say, we wish you were them. Come on, you Rams. Yeah, I definitely do not wish we were Forest fans. Let's put it that way. Hard knowing Derby in the Championship. Hard knowing that your owner's a bit of a difficult man. Let's put it that way. ACL for Langas and Clark is not something I ever want to hear again. Yeah, completely agree, Holly. Completely agree. Our centre-back area doesn't look amazing. Do you know something? I think there's a world where we pick up a couple of injuries and Rooney comes back and starts in January, but we will wait and see. What was the average temperature when you were in Dubai? About 38 degrees. About 38. And the humidity is ridiculous. It is. It's very hot. But it's a great country. We had loads of fun. Like, everyone's so polite and it's brilliant out there. Genuinely. Got out of the taxi, they take your suitcases up to your room for you. Unreal scenes. There's a Lamborghini around every corner, Ferrari there, Bentley over there, G-Wagon over there. It's a great country. It was great. Cherry's a bit mad for sacking Nuno. Do you know, the big problem with Forest sacking Nuno is that he's arguably your most successful manager in God knows how long. And your owner has found a way to fall out with him. Like, how does that happen? Like, how do you do things to really annoy your manager that's your most successful manager in recent history? It's a bit ridiculous. My mate thinks Coventry will win the league this season. He might be right. They've had a decent start. Should have beaten Oxford. Yeah, they should have beaten Oxford. I think, in terms of Coventry, I don't think they win the league. I think Lampard ends up getting an offer to move up to the Prem. I think he'll end up at West Ham, but we will wait and see. Nuno deserved better than Marinakis. He definitely did. But I've been listening to a few people talk about Nuno, and apparently Nuno always does this. If he doesn't feel like he can take the club any further, he finds a way to fall out with the board. But obviously, I don't know. I'm not really a massive follower of Nuno. I've seen, obviously, bits of his career with Wolves, Spurs, and obviously more recently with Forest. But I don't really know other than those clubs, if I'm completely honest. Did you hire a car to drive around when you were in Dubai? No, we didn't, because I'm going to be completely honest with you. Driving in Dubai looked absolutely crazy. Like, genuinely, it was in the taxis, and I'm going to be quite honest with you, I'm surprised I'm still alive. Like, they drive crazy over there, but they all know what they're doing. So, I'd rather they drive, if I'm honest. And the hotel that we were staying at had taxis at the door 24/7 anyway, so you could always go out, you could. Let's be honest, Marinakis is a bit of a prat, isn't he? Allegedly so. I really hope Ange plays that high line and they concede lows, hopefully get relegated because the squad is worse than Tottenham's. I do think that there's a possibility that they really struggle under Ange, if I'm honest. Anyone seen Diaz's miss? Yes. I don't think they were that bad, to be honest. Marinakis storming on the pitch is embarrassing, agree. Forest fans need to forget about us and worry about themselves, exactly. Nuno wanted Adama, Edu didn't sanction the purchase, that's where... Imagine falling out over Adama Traore. Imagine falling out over Adama Traore. It's not really the player you want to fall out over, is it? Mr. Muscles. Please give me a rogue shout that you think will happen in the Championship this season. Make it pretty rogue. Mine is the top goal scorer this season in the league. Will score 30 plus goals. Right, okay. Rogue shout. I think that Wrexham will sneak into the playoffs. That's a rogue shout. Will it happen? Probably not. Could it happen? Absolutely. Forest fans, Nuno sacked, game's gone. Do you know, I'm actually interested, right? I do have some Forest fans in the chat at the moment. What do you think about Ange? As a Forest fan, I can confirm that I forgot Derby existed. Fair enough. See how all Red Dogs have left now once we put them in their place? Exactly. Algorithm-based discovery. I've got Transfer Market in the chat, everybody. Got Transfer Market in the chat over on TikTok. Are the Rams staying up? They absolutely are, Transfer Market. They absolutely are. Transfer Market is in the chat over on TikTok. Pin the comment. Welcome in, Transfer Market. Interesting, Wrexham for the playoffs. Not sure they will with Parkinson. We will wait and see. Do I think it will happen? Probably not, but it's definitely a rogue shout. Would have chosen for Nuno to stay, but it's a 50-50. Could do really good. We will, yeah. Soon as Forest get relegated, they'll disappear into maybe. Ibu Player of the Year soon. Do you know, if we want to go rogue shouts, Transfer Market, I think Rhian Brewster's going to win Player of the Year. Rhian Brewster or Carlton Morris. Thoughts on Birmingham? Decent side, Birmingham. Some of your fans are a bit of dickheads, to be quite honest, but I reckon either Ange turns into a masterstroke or a disaster. Yeah, I don't think there's a middle. Watford or Blackburn to get relegated, fair. Another rogue shout is Blackburn to just survive on goal scored on the final day. That would be very, very interesting. Who is Transfer Market? I know it's an app, but who is it? I've got no idea who Transfer Market actually is, but the admin is in my chat over on TikTok. They are. I think Ibu is actually that good. Ibu is good, but there's certain things that he's not good at. You know what it is? They're just enjoying the buzz around. Yeah, I completely agree. Once you get used to it, it'll die down. It will. Rogue shout, only 5 managers in the whole league to get sacked all season. Has anyone been sacked yet in the Championship? I don't think they have they? Travis Player of the Year for me. Could happen. Travis is obviously one of those players who has the quality, and he's is Ibu, but with technical ability. So I think he could quite easily win the fans over overnight, really. Rogue shout about Derby, Ryan Niambi to score first goal, and he goes and scores 2 in the same game. Yeah, do you know something? I think Niambi scores this season. I do think he does. I don't know how or why or when, but I think he'll score this season. Whether it'll be for Derby or not is a different conversation. I think that we'll beat West Brom 2-1. I agree, Monty. That's been my prediction throughout this live stream as well. No one has been sacked yet, but Ruben says Sheffield United. I have no idea. Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't gone. I was expecting to load up Twitter and stuff like that on the way home and sort of see that he'd gone, but obviously not quite yet. Will Ibu play CDM? Well, I think he'll sit deeper from now on. I reckon he'll somehow score against Leicester. Yeah, it'll be one of them like off the bum type goals easily. Niambi will score either a cracker. Yeah, 100%. Where do you think we'll finish? Are you on about Derby, Joe? Are you on about Derby? No idea how Ibu scored that goal yesterday. Hopes and dreams. Brereton had a nightmare for Chile. He did. But I don't think it's as bad as people are making out, if I'm completely honest. I don't at all think it's that bad. Where do you reckon Derby will finish? I've said 9th most of the season, if I'm completely honest. I'm a Luton fan. What are your opinions on Carlton Morris? He's been brilliant for us so far. I think is it 4 goals in 4 games? Something along that lines. He's been absolutely incredible. Exactly what we needed in terms of a striker, Louis. He's been outrageous, in my personal opinion. And if he can continue the way he's been playing so far, like, we ain't going to have a problem this season. Derby going down with a 5 in the bank. Unfortunately, we've got more than a 5 in the bank. Who's back for West Brom? You'd anticipate Adjumang will be in the squad. And obviously, you look at someone like Langas, I reckon he'll be back involved. And who's the other one? Owen Beck, I think he'll be back as well. What do you think of Ange at Forest? I think it's either going to be a masterclass or a disaster. It all depends on if he can get his players playing that way. So you're happy with Morris then? That's good. I'm loving Jerry Yates. Yeah, Morris is unbelievable. He's a massive upgrade on Yates, though. I'm sure you've seen Yates, and obviously looking at sort of League One and things like that, I'm sure you can see the difference between the two players. Morris is so clinical. Yates, for us, wasn't so. But obviously, how is Yates doing? Has he scored yet? I'm not too sure. Jackson and Niambi played in the academy for the development squad where Adjumang scored the header. Does that mean they're not used? I don't know. It might have been just filling numbers, Richard, because there's a load of our young lads on international duty and first team and stuff like that. I imagine it might just be a minutes thing, but I don't know. Match on today? No, I don't think so. Anyone remember Yates' bicycle kick versus Peru? Yeah, it was unbelievable. I've got a video of that on TikTok. What did you do on the night we got promoted, and how long did you... So I was on the pitch pretty much the whole time, and then I got drunk and went and had a barbecue with my dad. It was a good night, actually. Very good night. Adjumang either going to flop or piss the league. Completely agree. Adjumang... The way I view Adjumang is the exact same way I view Postecoglou at Forest. It's either going to absolutely fly and be an unreal move, or it's going to go the complete opposite way and be terrible. My only issue with going Donny versus Bradford was having to clap when Billy Sharp scored and the Bradford fans started singing when they were 1-0 down. Fair. Yates has scored 1 for Luton in the Bristol Street Motors Tin Pot competition. Fair. Scored 1 goal for us. Not great for a number 9, but he's still good. Yeah, he's one of those players that you appreciate the other side of the game with a player like Jerry Yates. He's unbelievable off the ball. He's unbelievable at making things happen. He just can't do the end himself, if that makes sense. I think if you put him with... I genuinely think if you put Carlton Morris and Jerry Yates next to each other, you've got an unbelievable strike force. But that's not going to happen, because we're not going to buy Jerry Yates, and you're not going to buy Carlton Morris back, unfortunately. Bring back Dean Moxley. Fair. Did you see Adams' screamer? Yeah, it was a very good goal. Very good goal. Whether he'll ever be able to do that again is a very different story. But he does seem to love a volley, doesn't he? Does seem to love a volley. Bigger than Notts Forest. Everyone's bigger than Notts Forest. Every club in the world. Even Burton. And Burton are tiny. Most Burton fans are Derby fans. But Forest are smaller than Burton. So that tells you what you need to know. Do you think I've annoyed a few Forest fans? Thoughts on Tom Lawrence? He's one of my favourite Derby players. Do you know, I always liked Tom Lawrence. I always thought he was one of those players who got too much stick. In my personal opinion. I always enjoyed him. Derby going to be strong this season? I believe so. Appreciate the follow, Sweeney. Welcome in. There were only 222 Fleetwood away fans when I went to Notts County at the weekend. They were pretty good. Had a really loud drum. Like I said, I was sat in the Notts. Yeah, for saying where Fleetwood are located and how small of a club Fleetwood are, they've got a decent following, I think. Appreciate the follow. Derby going up. Welcome in. We were robbed versus Ipswich. We were robbed. But it was one of those. It happens. Tom Ince was class. Yeah, Tom Ince and Lawrence for me fall in the same category. Did you see Brereton Diaz for Chile? Yes, I did, unfortunately. I reckon as soon as Nelson is back, we'll go at most 8 games unbeaten. I don't think Nelson plays, if I'm honest, Theo. Hena Town, my local non-league team, are even bigger than Nottingham Forest. They absolutely are. Hena Town are absolutely huge. They are a massive, massive football club. Absolutely huge football club. David Nugent and Darren Bent were class. Absolutely. We signed David Nugent too late, though. We didn't get to appreciate the full David Nugent, unfortunately. I hope Vyman pulls one out of the bag. He's one of them players who described as scoring a goal when you need it. Yeah. But he doesn't seem to be kicking on so far. I really like Vyman. I don't necessarily think he's going to be a huge part of our season this year, but I do think he's a great player. I think he's going to have an impact, of course. But I don't think he's going to be key. I think he's going to be backup for like your Bobby Clarks, your Ryan Brewsters, your Brereton Diaz's and things like that. Let's play Ibu because Langas is injured. Yeah. We signed Nugent instead of Watkins. Yeah, I know. Morris didn't want to pay $2 million for Watkins. It's ridiculous. Darren Bent versus Wolves, unbelievable goal. Russell was good too. Yeah, Russell was great. What do you think it'll be at West Brom? 2-1 Derby, I think. Do you think you'll stay out this season? Yes, easily. I don't even think it's a question for most people. Where do you think we'd finish this season if we had the 18-19 players? Playoffs. Under Eustace, playoffs easily. But I think we'd be like 3rd, pushing automatics. Do you think Forest will stay up? Probably. I knew what you mean, Matt. I knew what you mean. He could play centre-back easily. Why are you so confident? Because once all our players are back fit, we'll be fine. And they should be back fit now. Appreciate the follow, Thomas. Welcome in. What is the worst miss you have ever seen in football? Mine's a bit rogue. When James Collins first signed for us, he was right in front of the goal. Open goal, hit the post. Ibu Adams last year has to be against Cardiff. Has to be the worst. Random question, but do you listen to TalkSport? I watch some of like their clips and stuff, but I don't necessarily watch TalkSport. Welcome in, Thomas. Appreciate a Borough fan stopping by. Derby going up next season. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. 2 Stonewall pens for Huddersfield in the past. Exactly. Yeah. Appreciate the follow, Steve. I remember when James Collins had a shot go out for a throw-in at home to West Ham. Yeah. Difficult afternoon. Right. Well, I am going to call it there as the first stream back. We'll be obviously back on tomorrow, 6 p.m. So those of you who are in the chat, hit the like button, hit the follow button. If you're on YouTube, hit like and subscribe. If you're on Twitch, hit follow as well. Appreciate you all stopping by. It's been a very good evening chatting to all of you guys and getting back into the swing of things. Make sure you let everybody know that we are back. And we're going to be back daily, 6 p.m. Gaming streams will be coming evenings after these sort of streams. Not doing one tonight though. I will let you know when one's coming and stuff like that. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments if you haven't done so already. Hit like, hit follow, hit subscribe. Check out the likes of Kitbag, NordVPN and Loaded down in the description. Check out the raffle that I'm running for 2 home tickets or a Derby County shirt, which is in the description as well. But I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for stopping by. I will see you tomorrow, Richard. Have a good evening. Bye-bye, guys.